add to your video lessons and give you this cool little exercise. So let's switch to the key of A. So here's our root. So we've been working with some of the notes and the major triads. We know that in a major triad we've got a 1, a 3 and a 5. So another good way to start mapping out how this fretboard works, and this kind of ties in with our last lesson with the major third. So what we're going to play a 12 bar blues. Well, we're going to go through the chords of a 1-4-5, not of 12 bar blues, so it's a 1-4-5. Moving up octaves, playing a 1-3-5 arpeggio from each root. So we know, so for example, take this A here on the low E. We know that there's a major third here because we've been doing that in G. So it's the same in A. But we're not going to slide into it, we're just going to play it. So it's the 4th fret on the A string. So low fret, low E, E string, what am I talking about? Low E, 5th fret, our A root, middle finger. Then we reach over to the A string, 4th fret, so right next door, that's the major third in A. And our 5, which we're going to grab with our pinky, is here, it's the E, because we know 1, 4, 5. So we've got 1, 3, 5. It's the 7th fret on the A string. So that is a 1, 3, 5. It's a what is it? It's a A arpeggio. 1, 3, 5. So we know that we've got a 1. Directly underneath it is our 4 in the key of A, so that's our D, and then a whole step up is our E. It's our 5 chord, but we know that's our 5 because 1, 3, 5, there's our 5. So we can do that same pattern off any of them 3 roots. We're going to play 1, 3, 5 from the A, then we're going to move over, but still with our middle finger, we're going to do a 1, 3, 5 off the D. Same pattern, nothing's changed other than we've just moved over the strings. And then we're going to come over to our 5 chord. So we're going to start that on our middle finger. So. Then we want to go back to the 1, but we're not going to go back up here. We're going to go to the octave, which is under our 5 where we've just been. So we can do that now. So it's again middle finger, 7th fret D string is our A note, so that's our 1, and then directly here behind it, as the pattern has been flowing throughout this exercise, G string 6th fret, 1st finger is our major third again, but you know it's your major third because there it is. And there's our 5. Octave of that E, so we've got. So what do we need next? So we're on our A, so we need our 4 chord. So we're not going to go back to this D here. We've got an octave of that D here, which is under our root again, which we've just played here. So under this root, you got a D. Under this root, you got a D. So let's do that same shape. Oh, it doesn't work. So. Doesn't work. And why doesn't it work? It's because we're going down to the B string. And remember, the tuning is different. So we have to squish up that major third now, so it's directly underneath it. It's not there anymore, it's directly underneath it. So we change the way we play it by just doing it with our 1st finger. And then we reach over here, and there's our 5. So it's the same distance apart from the third, we've just shifted it. So. And then we need to do that with our 5 chords. So we come up from octave from this 5 here, and we do that exact same thing again. So it's just a whole step up from this D. Remember, your 5 is always, whatever you're doing, a whole step up is exactly the same, but for our 5 chord. I hope this is confusing you. I'm only joking. But it's a really great exercise for visually mapping out the fretboard, orally for your ears, getting used to that sound of that third, and it's a good picking exercise, and it's just a great all-round exercise, and it sounds pretty good. It's good to exercise this stuff in a musical sense rather than just always exercises. So where should we go from here? Well, we're going to start, we've got a root here now. Remember, the A string, 10th fret, is a root. So we can go back to, because we're starting on the B string and going to our high E, the shape is back to the same. So it's middle finger, back to using our middle finger, 10th fret, B string, then high E string, 9th fret, and then pinky on the 12th fret of the high E. And then what we can do, we can top it off with a bit of a sting, 17th fret, which is back to your root. So all together, nice and slow, you get this. Sometimes it's more difficult for me to go slow. Super slow again. So I'll tell you what chord I'm on, so the 1, the 4, the 5, the 1, the 4, the 5, back to the 1. So wherever you've got these roots for anything on the fretboard, you can start mapping out where the major third is for it, and the 5th. So we're adding in that 5th now as well. And these are called arpeggios basically. I'm sure you've heard of that. So again, I mean, and once you've learned the pattern, grab a key and do it somewhere else. We've been working in G, so. Learn it in all the keys. It's a great exercise for you to start mapping out this fretboard. Doors will open, and you start seeing the minor pentatonic under this stuff. It comes in really useful. Have a great Monday.